Greetings, everyone. Welcome to Geek Talk with Sabrina Lowery and Friends. I am your host, Sabrina Lowery, and I am known as the Tech Evangelist. I am so excited for today's episode. We have some very special guests joining us this evening. And if you have never been under the sound of my voice before, welcome to my podcast, Giving Entrepreneurs expert knowledge. And if you are an entrepreneur, if you are an aspiring entrepreneur, and you are looking to build a business, grow a business, sustain a business, build wealth, or figure out how to use technology in your business without feeling overwhelmed, then this show is for you. I couldn't be happier to have you here, and I want to be sure that you know where to find us on all your favorite podcast platforms, including Spotify, Amazon, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Podbeam, and of course, we are live streaming on Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube. So why don't y'all go ahead and check in and tell me where you're streaming from? And if you have comments and questions for our guests during the broadcast, be sure to drop them in the comments. You never know whether you are live or watching the replay, your comment will be answered. So welcome to the show, everyone. I want you all to ensure that you are here with us. I want to make sure that all of the broadcasts are pushing through. So let's just go ahead and push it through. Don't worry. We have a great show ahead for everyone. So thank you so much for being here. I want everybody to make sure that you are able to see and hear just fine. And here we go. I've got the behind the scenes rolling because I don't want y'all to miss a beat. All right, here we go. I want to make sure that this podcast is coming through the airwaves. We are pushing this content through on Facebook Live, a little behind the scenes to my Instagram followers. Shout out to the Tech Evangelist. You know, we be doing some things with the tech. And shout out to StreamYard for pushing this broadcast through to all of the world. I want to take this opportunity again and just welcome everyone into the broadcast. We have an exciting show here today and just a little bit of recognition for the week ahead. As you all know, I am here in ATL, Georgia, where the FIFA World Cup has just kicked off this week. So Hotlanta is popping in these streets. We have the games, we have the tourists, we have the fun festival, and so much more activities. What you need to do is go check out Google, go on Eventbrite, and go to these events. Do some networking, some socializing, and of course, support your favorite soccer teams, as they call it, football. Okay. So thank you again for being here, everyone. And another shameless plug for the people. This weekend is a celebration of Juneteenth as we recognize this national holiday. In celebration, we want to make sure that everyone understands their assignment. Get your celebration on and recognize this time of year. Okay, so let's make sure everybody is here. Everybody's here. We're having a little push through with the Facebook. I hope everyone is there. And so I'm ready to bring my guests to the stage. Are you ready backstage? Give me some thumbs up. I see you. Awesome. So, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, I am going to introduce to some and reintroduce to others. First and foremost, coming to the stage, my son, my oldest, the rock star of the family, ChriSteez. Welcome to Geek Talk, babe.
Hello. Well, thank you for having me. I'm excited to be on here. That was a really awesome intro.
I love it so much, Chris. And so I want you to just drop some information to the people that have never heard your voice or don't know anything about you. Give them a short little bio, something Google won't tell them about you.
Sure, sure. Most people know me as Chris, if you know my mom. I also go by ChriSteez or Steez. That's what a lot of my friends know me as, just because there's so many Chris's in the world that I need to have like some kind of differentiating factor to myself. But yeah, I've been involved in music for a long time. I've been playing in bands and just kind of doing the music thing for almost about like, I want to say like maybe 13 years now. Bunch of different bands, a bunch of different projects, a lot of involvement with the overall just kind of both music, but then business side of music. I went to school for business administration at FIU and graduated with a bachelor's degree, and some of the information that I learned through that, as well as just hands-on experience while being in a band and being involved in music, has kind of helped me get to where I am now. I don't know if that's like vague, but that's me for right now.
Oh, I love that so much because, not everybody knows that we are connected. We are blood. We are mother and son. And so
Yeah.
I am just super proud. I just want you all to know that I am the proudest mother. I have absolutely enjoyed following your musical journey, and everything that you touch turns to gold. Everyone knows you, loves you, trusts you, likes you, and more importantly, they like that music. So before we
Yeah.
get into that conversation, we're going to bring our next special guest to the stage. Give me a thumbs up if you're ready. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Geek Talk podcast, Albert.
Yeah.
How's it going, everyone? Thank you for having me. Again, that's a great intro. You're very good at what you do.
Thank you, Albert. I'm so excited to have you here. And I want you to take an opportunity, introduce yourself to my audience. Tell the people what you do, who you do it for, what they can't find on Google.
Awesome. So I play guitar for the band Niobe, and I also play guitar and do vocals for a band called Newly Opposed, which is how I actually met Steez. So that's really my... yeah, that's what I do. I'm a guitarist and a rock star at heart.
Oh, look.
I love it. Shout out to all our live viewers that are in the podcast with us. So excited to have you all here. Thank you so much. Keep those comments flowing. We are going to tag them on the broadcast. Okay, you never know. Your comment might be global. So shout out
Dylan?
To all of the niobe.exe.
Awesome.
The family. I want everybody to hear the backstory. So, Chris, I'm coming to you.
Okay.
Before you started this band, you mentioned just a little bit about your career in music. I want you to tell everyone about these past 15 years, from the first band and when you even thought of the idea to launch a band, be in a band, etc., and so on. Tell us all about it.
Yeah, for sure. So funny enough, the first time that I ever got involved with music or being in a band, I had some friends that were playing a quinceañera. They were they were covering two songs from some bands that I know, and they were like very unconventional, like heavy songs and like the metal genre that I know, but they were covering it for quinceañera at a pool party. So they were going to perform these two songs, and their singer just so happened to have gotten sick and didn't show up that day. And this was like when I was 18. So I want to say maybe like 2010, 2011, or like, yeah, about 2011, this happened. They're like I said, their vocalist was sick. So they're like, oh, do you know the song? Like, you know the songs, right? And I'm like, yeah, I do, but I've never done vocals before. All I do is just kind of practice to songs that I like when I'm bored, just because, I mean, all the weird kids would do that to heavy music all the time. And they were like, that's okay. Just come and like do it. And I'm like, sure. So I got on the microphone, and then I decided I sang the songs with them and I screamed the songs. And then after they finished, everybody loved it so much that they were like, dude, you should be in our band. Like, you're so much better than what the other guy was doing and stuff. And I'm like, okay. I mean, I have to think about it because I've never been in a band before. And it only took me like a couple of days because I don't know, maybe at the time I was just like, this is my time to be popular. You know, as an 18-year-old kid in high school, I said, sure, I'll join the band. And that was my first band ever, called Awake in a Dream. And all we tried to do was just copy the bands that we liked and try to make music that people would listen to. And I'm pretty sure maybe like 10 or 20 people heard our music ever. We played like 3 shows. And just from that band, I don't know what it was, but just the experience of going to record in a studio, coming up with artwork ideas, reaching out to artists, and it kind of opening up the world to me of just having to do the thing of like reaching out to people for like artwork, reaching out to people and setting up appointments to like record, and trying to like build a brand essentially while building a band. I'll probably like say that quite a lot during the conversation. But it was exposing me to that, and I had never been exposed to it before, but it was just giving me all of this kind of insight as I was going through it, that over the years I started to learn more, gain more experience. I went from one band only playing 2 shows to another band that played multiple shows and went on a small tour to Georgia and back. And then another band where we went all the way up to New York and back. And now fast forward to this band, basically 15 years later from my first band. And the people that I've met, the involvement that I've had in my scene locally has brought me the opportunity and gained me the opportunity to meet someone like Albert from playing shows with one of my previous bands, his band Newly Opposed. We played a show together and we just clicked. Their music was awesome. I was a fan of their band before we even started playing, like before we played a show together. And just from playing a show together and then just having mutual interests and then hanging out one day and watching Too Fast, Too Furious at my house, we just like became really good friends. And from there, the band kind of came about. That's a whole other story, how this band came about. But we just kind of got together, started making music, and it's been a pretty awesome experience so far. We have a lot of really awesome opportunities that I feel very thankful and lucky for. But all of it, I definitely have to attribute to the amount of time that I've been able to spend like in my local scene, going to different hardcore shows, going to different metal shows, and just being involved in my scene and meeting people and being able to just be in touch with the DIY scene and not just involved with, oh, this is that popular multi-million-dollar producer who has this multi-million-dollar artist under their belt. It's no, I'm meeting the people that went to high school with me, that have a band that has like 20 fans, and I'm playing with them with my band that has 10 fans, and now their 20 fans are my fans, and just kind of like growing from there. So it's been it's been awesome, kind of just like growing with music while being in the local scene and just seeing how things go from there.
I love that. I'm coming to you, Albert, because what I heard is a little bit of the spirit of collaboration. So coming from your end of the spectrum and your musical journey, take us back all the way to when you all decided, hey, bro, we might need to build a band.
For sure. Yeah. So like Steve said, yeah, I actually have been in the scene a lot less time than Steez has. Steez is a veteran. For all those of you who don't know, he's he's vetted. He knows everything. He knows everyone. Steez is the guy. So, yeah, I had started a band with a couple of my buddies called Newly Opposed, and I started that about like 4 or 5 years ago. And at the time, we knew no one. We didn't know anyone, and we. Even less, we didn't know a scene existed, So one of the first bands that I actually had found was Steez's band, Intrabloom. Shout out Intrabloom. Intrabloom is awesome. Yeah, so I found them, and I literally thought they were the coolest people ever. And fast forward, eventually we got the opportunity to be on a show together. We released a shirt together. It was awesome. It was like a
Yeah, we
collaboration
did.
shirt. Yeah. Then Steez invited us over to his house, and Steez had been telling me for a little bit that he wants to start a project and stuff. And I think he had started it with another friend, and it ended up falling through with him. And I was like, "Oh, dude, I want in." you know, I was like, any chance I get to, be around Steez and soak up all this knowledge that he has and stuff. I really do look up to him. It's been an experience. Ever since then, I grabbed my buddy from Newly Opposed. He's also the vocalist of the band, and he's a great guitarist. So I asked him to join me, and we just had Steez's back, and it was all good from there. Niobe was born. We're making waves, and I really do think that it's match made in heaven as far as the members go.
That is awesome. And I love a spirit of collaboration. So that is one of my superpowers, is the art of collaboration. I was an only child growing up, so I always had to collaborate. If you think about it in that way, right? You just always had to find a friend and find a partner and do something with someone. And sometimes it was without reciprocity, because sometimes the seesaw is not always balanced, right? So why don't we shift the conversation into some of those hurdles, some of those obstacles along the way, because not everyone's journey is smooth, right? I'm sure there's been a few bumps in the road along the way. So, Chris, I'm coming back to you. Talk about the growth of the band and some of those growing pains you felt along the way.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. So with Niobe, it's been very interesting seeing how the growth has been with this band versus some of the other projects that I've been in. But just strictly with Niobe, I think the first thing that I loved about this project, once we got the group of people, both like Albert and then the other guitarist, his name's Chris, and then Tony, who has been in bands with me for the last like 10 years, playing bass, and then our other friend Larry, who plays drums for the band. The five of us, when we kind of got together and we just realized we all had like a very synchronized thought process about how we would like the music to sound, how we want the overall aesthetic to be, and everything. It allowed for the synergy allowed for us to kind of like create this little bit of like magic that resonated with people pretty early on, which caught me off guard, because in a lot of my other projects and a lot of my other bands, like it's just like with anything, you have a project, you have something. It can be art related, it can be business related, and most of the time in the beginning it's primarily just your friends that are going to be the ones there to support you, which those are good friends to have. It's always good to have your friends that are going to have your back. And I was just used to that for the longest time, just having only primarily my friends and occasionally a couple of people outside of my friend groups that would be interested in anything that I've done. So with Niobe, from the first show that we played, we actually did a surprise show after an Intrabloom set. I played a show with Intrabloom, and then right after we finished, all of us got on stage, we plugged in our instruments, and we played just one song. And the response to that one song actually got so many people like excited for the band. And at that time, we quite literally only had the one song. We didn't have any music ready. And we got asked to play a show, I think the following week. And we were like, we don't even have any music to play a full show. And the person that booked us was like, if you guys can learn a cover and write two more songs, then you should be fine. And we couldn't really make it happen, but we did eventually, like about a month later, maybe like 3 weeks later, we did play our first show with 3 originals and a cover. And just from our first official show, that was on September 14th, if I'm not mistaken. Our first official show, a lot of people were just very, very excited about what it is that we were doing. And there was like a little bit of chatter just going on about like the band and the things that we were doing and our overall sound. And just hearing that people were talking about the project was just something that was foreign to me. I've always just been, like I said, used to my friends being like, oh, your band's awesome, it rocks, I totally like it and all that stuff. But to hear the people that I don't know be like, oh yeah, that band sounds really cool, it, you know, it caught me off guard in the beginning. So the growing pain of that for myself was just kind of getting over the imposter syndrome of just, am I actually doing something that people really like, or is it not, are people just kind of like faking it or what have you? You know, it's an interesting, it was an interesting experience. But in terms of like everything going forward, every show that we've played, every person that we've met, every new fan that we've gained, or anybody that's come up to either of us and talked about how much they like the band or the music or whatever it is, it's been such a smooth just path. Everything has honestly been, and I'm very grateful for, just been very, very smooth, because we have a lot of very supportive friends, a lot of very supportive partners. Shout out to our homie Nick Corsillo, who recorded us, and he also mixed and mastered our demo. Shout out to my homie Xavier, who plays in like this really big band called Gridiron, who did the artwork for us. And these are all people that I've met through over the years just playing music. So from all the experience that I gained meeting people and gaining new friends and just being involved with the scene, as this band's been growing and moving forward, we've had a very smooth time just kind of like making things happen, you know, not in major ways, but like, you know, just making things happen and having really cool opportunities come our way. And just like I said, the main growing pain is just mainly just me getting out of my own head and just not trying to hold myself back from that kind of success. I'm not trying to be, as RuPaul would say, I'm trying to hold back my inner saboteur.
How about that? How about that? Yes. Albert, I see you nodding, some agreement here.
I agree.
But everyone's journey is different, right? And so you spoke of having a band on your own. And I'm sure that journey was a whole lot different than coming into a band with some multiple members that were actually doing the work and wanting to take this thing next level. So talk about some of the obstacles that you've had to overcome along your musical journey.
Yeah, so I mean, I think one of the biggest things when it comes to a band is how far everyone is willing to take it, you know, and you know, how much everyone is willing to contribute, you know, as opposed to others. You know, everyone's situation is different. There's bands out there where there's two people that are really the driving force, and the other guys, you know, just are there. You know, there's bands out there that everyone's a rock star and pulls up and does their job. And you know, I think with Niobe, it was a really cool experience, because my last band was kind of birthed out of, you know, like just people that we knew. You know, it was just me and my buddy, and we started it, and it was like that. But every individual in Niobe has their own band, or you know, like a history and a past. And you know, I think that was an eye opener, and I got, I think, from Niobe so many things that I apply to my other band today. You know, Niobe's only made me a better musician, and you know, taught me a lot about the craft in general. I think, like Steve said, your biggest enemy in all of this is yourself. You know, you really gotta try to keep a positive head on your shoulders when you're doing this. And I think that's the main growing pain. You know, don't compare yourself to anyone. You know, stay in your own lane, and you know, do your best. So I think that's what I have to say about that.
Oh, that's good. No, listen, my show is about dropping nuggets, right? And you just dropped some nuggets for the people.
I dropped some nuggets.
Regardless, yes, regardless of being in a music industry or not, it's still life lessons is basically what you taught the people.
Exactly.
Albert. So thank you for
sharing
your story.
I
Absolutely. That's what the show is all about.
Oh yeah.
That's what we get to do.
Let's go.
So I am so fired up, as y'all can see, so excited, ready to shift this conversation. I have two more things that we are going to get to do together.
Okay.
So, Chris, I'm sure that you want the people to hear a little snippet of the music, huh? You
Oh man.
have the ability you have the ability to share. Would you like a Spotify, a YouTube? Do you have something on your phone you want to play for the people? What about for you, Albert? Or I can just pull it up and do some screen sharing over here, y'all. I'm not scared. What are we doing?
YouTube would be cool.
Oh, we're gonna leak the new music.
No, not yet.
All
The
right.
new music. Not yet.
All right. So tell me how we gonna do it. What we doing?
You can
You
pull
wanna
up
share-
YouTube.
Okay.
Should
You
I-
want to tell me the
Should I give you a link or should you just
Is
search?
drop
the
it in
pages
Sure, let
the
me
page is
see.
just niobe.exe, right?
Yeah, usually whenever I go on YouTube, if I just look up niobe.exe, I think the Paper Wings, the Paper Wings audio will pop up. Let me grab this link.
Oh,
Send it.
y'all, Geek Talk audience, y'all get ready for a special treat, right? I told you we had a special guest, and so with a special guest comes special treats. So y'all just sit back, relax, grab your favorite beverage. We're gonna listen to some show tunes, and let's just see what they have in store for us. So while y'all are doing that, I am pulling up your Instagram, and then we're gonna do some sharing for the people. All right, let me
Yeah, we
go
can.
search.
What you can do is when you pull up the
We are
YouTube video.
searching underscore niobe.
Let's see. When you pull up the YouTube video, you can skip to 7 minutes and 22 seconds. That's a good song. Shattered Mirrors. That's a we love that
All
song.
right, so let's go there.
That is a fan favorite.
That's out. The fun fact about Shattered Mirrors, that song actually got started by Albert and I. We were at my house, and we were like, we should make a song that sounds similar to this band called Seven Angels, Seven Plagues. They're a goated metalcore band from back in the early 2000s.
They're the goated metalcore band.
And it just started like that. I was like, how do we make a song that sounds like Seven Angels, Seven Plagues, and Blood Has Been Shed? And we came up with this song. And we love
Okay,
this song.
so you said around the 7-minute mark.
7 minutes and 22 seconds. I think it has chapters as well.
Okay, hold tight. Okay, I think I'm there. Let me pause for the cause. Let's get the volume. Let's go full screen mode. And then everybody behind the scenes on Instagram, y'all are going to get a little treat behind me. Stay tuned right here. And for all of you here on the podcast, here we go with the shared screen. Let's make sure to optimize the sound. Here we go.
I hope you guys like it. Please don't be scared.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome again to Geek Talk. And we have with us ChriSteez and Albert from the band Niobe. You all please enjoy this song.
When did I get this way? When did I lose myself? I speak in my words. Feel hollow. The words that leave my tongue feel like blades cutting deeper into my throat. I need not to breathe. I can't help but choke. It's in me. Let's ruthless with just one stroke. Shattered mirrors and broken reflections. Shattered mirrors and reflections. You're showing me of what I need. A shattered image of a broken me, split and torn into different sections. I want to regret zero what I see. A shattered image of a broken me.
There is light in the darkness, but this dusk is never ending. Dusk that's everlasting. A dawn forever grasping for the desire to cast its light. A dawn forever grasping for a desire to cast its light.
For the break of dawn, sunshine, sunshine, for the love that's won.
Ladies and gentlemen, I
Yeah.
could not be more excited than that. Was amazing, guys. Strange. I love it. I am a musician at heart, and I always enjoy. Let me turn that off in the background. I always enjoy various types of music. So, Albert, I want to come to you and tell me about this particular musical genre. Okay. I'm sure if you're a true music head like Chris and I, you like all kinds of music, right? But what is it about this style and this genre that actually gets you fired up, that you are just lit on stage? Because I watch y'all all the time. So tell me about that experience for you.
Yeah, she loves our live videos.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, look, what a voice, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, to be honest, this genre in specific, I didn't listen to that often until, Steez really taught me about all these bands and stuff. And I think like the second he showed me the first band, I was hooked. Like I genuinely, it's so addicting. Like this music is as raw and expressive as it gets. You know what I mean? It's pure emotion. It's all the ugliness that makes it beautiful. The intricacy in the writing, it's insane to me. Like we just had, not to go on a tangent, but we just had recorded 2 songs at our friend's house, and this was the first time. Usually songs they're recorded with a metronome. I'm sure you know what a metronome is, right?
Yes, of course.
Yeah, so he literally, recorded it with no timing whatsoever. The drummer recorded it, then we recorded on top of it. So it's as raw as it gets. It's literally
OS, as he would say.
OS, as they say, old school.
That's old
Yeah,
school. I was even gonna say it. Yeah. That's old school.
Super old school, and that's the way they've always done it. And just seeing it, us do it, it's insane. And I come from, I took jazz ensemble in high school. I was in I used to play Chicago, all that stuff. Like that was my background. I was nowhere near any of this stuff. And then Steve's put me on, and I'm in love with it. I think I'll never go back for sure.
Oh, I
Shout
love
out
that. And we've
Ston.
got some live comments. They're hyped for the new song. Okay. So shout out to Stone Calls. We thank you so much.
Dang, look
We
at that pretty boy
always-
in the comment.
Yeah, he's a
Look
pretty
at
boy
that
for real.
bro.
Yeah. Shout out Deep Slate.
Shout out Deep Slate, South Florida death metal. Ston
Yes,
is
sir.
awesome.
I love it. All right. So, Chris, I'm going to toss the baton back to you so
Sure.
that we can play around with a little unboxing. Are you ready? Are you ready?
Oh,
Are
yeah.
you ready?
Okay.
You
I
forgot.
I did.
So I want you to tell everybody, what exactly do we have here?
Okay, so small kind of like backstory before we get to it. So unbox it and super slow-mo.
Absolutely.
So when Niobe was originally writing the demo and we were planning on releasing it, a really good homie of mine named Brandon out in Pittsburgh, he introduced me and kind of put us onto a homie of his named CT, who runs this independent label, or who ran this independent label called Yetzer Hara. Yetzer Hara, rest in peace. They recently shut down as a label earlier this year, but they put us onto, he put our music onto CT, and CT was like, oh, this stuff is awesome. I would love to put it out. Like, we have to do it. We have to do a tape or whatever it is. Just let me know when you guys are ready and we're going to do it. And I'm like, okay, awesome. So we like wrote the music, we recorded it, we were getting everything ready to go. And we were like maybe a couple of weeks away from getting our final mix back. And I see him make a post saying, hey guys, so unfortunately I have to end the label due to like family stuff and everything. And it kind of really hit us hard because we were very excited for the collaboration, for the opportunity to have physical media, because I've only ever had, tapes with one band and then CDs with another, but it was all self-done. It's never been done by an independent label before. So when he kind of gave us the news, I was like, okay, well, if you have any like people that you could recommend, we'd love to like be able to still put it out or something. And he introduced us to the label that we ended up going with, Paper Wings. Shout out Paper Wings. They're so awesome. We sent them the demo. They loved it. And they were like, we have to put out CDs. We have to put out tapes. And lo and behold, you have received your, did you get the CD or the tape or both?
I was muted because I was making noise with the plastic bubbles.
Oh,
Y'all know how I be geeking out on the Geek Talk Show. Come on now. All right. So yeah, I had to get my bubble pop.
some ASMR.
Okay. So as we geek out with some unboxing, Chris wanted to know what did mom order? What did mom order? So that's just how it is. He don't even know when his mama gets all the things. I got all the things. Okay. So did I get the CD or did I get a tape? First of all, I want to give a shout out to the packing party because they packed this thing.
Shout out Paper Wings.
High quality, high tier.
They made sure that we could not get in here. Okay, so here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, the official unboxing. Dun, dun, dun. Old school.
Oh,
baby.
nice. You got the CD and the tape. Is your mirror in there?
Oh yeah, thank you so much.
Yes.
Oh, that's so awesome.
They came out so clean, dude.
Oh, you got the purple one. Nice.
Yes.
Love that.
Y'all know my
Love
favorite
that.
color is purple. So shout out to Niobe Band. Thank you for my products. I have more unboxing to do as you all continue this conversation because I want you to tell the story of the branded mirror.
Oh, yes, you did get a mirror. Okay. All right. What number did you get? I'm so excited to see. Oh, you got number 68. Okay, awesome. All right. So before you show the camera, obviously the song we just listened to is Shattered Mirrors and Broken Reflections. And if you know me, one of the things about me, and this is definitely I gained this from my mom. I inherited this from my mom. Whenever I do anything, I like to do something that people can remember. If I'm going to book a show, I want it to be done in some kind of way. When Albert said earlier that we did a collaboration shirt, we did it for Valentine's Day, and we did a collaboration Valentine's Day shirt for a Valentine's Day show where we had a photo booth and all that stuff. And anything that I like to get involved with, I like to do something that people can remember. So for the release of this, I wanted to do something that was kind of like novelty, but also really cool and related to the release. So I handmade these little pocket mirrors that have the logo, branded on it. But when you open the mirror, which she'll show in just a second.
Dun dun dun! It's broken.
It's shattered.
Can y'all see that? It is the shattered mirror.
So it's a shattered mirror. So when you look at it, you see your broken reflection.
I see my broken reflection, and I actually love this so much because it was made by you. And so when this becomes official merch that's worth something in the Hall of Fame one day, y'all gonna wish y'all had number 68. Okay.
1,000%.
I'm really glad that you got one that has a really good shatter. So another little backstory about them. So they are all handmade. There are 100 of them that were made. This sticker's awesome. 100 of them were made, all handmade, and I had to literally shatter every single one. So I used a railroad tie and a hammer, and I would just put it up against the mirror, and I would clink it with the hammer until the mirror cracked, and then I sealed it so that way the glass wouldn't go anywhere. And every single mirror, every single one, all 100 of them, all have a very unique crack. So no two mirrors are exactly the same. So every mirror that you have out of the 100 is, even though it's out of 100, it's still a one of one because it's unique. So I'm glad that the one that you got was a very nice shatter, because some of them were just amazing. Like a crack.
It's almost like they knew it was coming to mom. So thank you, my love. I appreciate you so very much. Albert, what do you think about all this spectacularness that's going on around here?
Oh, I think it's awesome. Yeah, man. Steez really took initiative. He handcrafted all of those things by himself. I think initially he had messaged the band and he was like, "Oh, dude, I really want to do something special and like related towards the project." And like I think before the mirrors were even an idea, we were thinking about like because one of the lyrics in the song is swallow the bitter pill, I believe.
Oh,
right?
yes. Swallow the bitter pill. That's in
so
our song.
we're thinking of sending I think it was like pill capsules or something like that.
Empty pill capsules, similar to the Matrix.
Yeah, similar to the Matrix. So red pill, blue pill. I'm sure everyone knows that trope. Yeah, we were gonna do that, but our bassist Tony, he was like, I don't think we should go that direction, and we ended up I forgot who it was that threw out the idea about the mirrors, but we it was thrown out, and then Steve said, I got it. He ordered the mirrors, he did it. Like we offered to help, but he is a machine. He does it all on his own.
Okay, so I get where Tony's head was, because when you said pill and pill capsule, my brain immediate was like, nope,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
being the geek family that we are, what we can do is we can 3D print something.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I like that.
We can completely come up with the original design for what that may be, because it can be something that actually holds something, like a little mini pill capsule.
Oh, that's very smart.
Capsule.
Yeah, that's actually very cool. Like a little cubby. That's awesome.
Exactly. I started thinking of the pill speaker box. You remember when that even came out, right? So that's where my brain went, because I just be artsy fartsy like that sometimes. But that's what I thought. We can absolutely go with some 3D mock-up and put Niobe on it. Hello.
That would be very cool.
Let's brand that thing.
We would love that.
Talking about merch, I'm gonna do a little bit more show and tell. Let's do a little bit more show and tell.
Oh yeah.
Yes. Shout out Tyler from Foreign Hands. He actually did the design for this hoodie for us, which I'm very excited about. I love that hoodie so much. One of my favorite parts about it is the sleeve. So at the ends of the sleeve, it'll say niobe on one side and exe on the other. So that way, when you hold your hands like this together with your hoodie, oh, the green screen is blocking it. It'll say, oh, look, she's got it. She's pulling up. It'll say
Oh,
niobe.exe. Yeah, yeah. We got our model here.
yeah, for sure.
I
Very
should have
nice.
put it on. You see, I'm already fogging up my glasses. I would have fell out and blacked out. But I can. All right. A little show and tell never hurt anybody. So why don't you tell the people where they can cop some merch?
Oh yeah, absolutely. So if you like the hoodie, we truthfully have like maybe 4 left. They are on our website, our merchandise website. The link to it is in the bio on our Instagram. So if you go to the bio, there's 2 links there. One will take you to Paper Wings if you want to get yourself a CD or a cassette. And then the other link is to the merchandise where you'll be able to see the last couple of things that we have left in the store. Oh, do I not have the link in there? I see the Paper Wings Records one. It should be in there. Yeah, I should have the merchandise link there. But yeah, that's where you'll be able to find the merchandise.
Yeah, you
And
could
we
always
have
send us
new
a
merch.
message too.
Yeah. You can also DM us a message,
Yeah.
and I'll organize something so that way I can get you something for sure. Which actually, since
I have it scrolling on the lower thirds for those that are actually watching the podcast versus listening to the podcast. That's going to be that Instagram handle _niobe.exe for all of those that are following with your captions on. Thank you so much, guys. Is there any particular promo? I know y'all did some shows this past weekend. Talk about your shows. How was it?
So we didn't have any shows this past weekend. We were recording, but we do have a show coming up this weekend for Juneteenth.
Okay.
So if you actually scroll down a little bit on the Instagram page, there's the flyer for it, which we're super hyped about. And right there, Florida Doomsday. It's gonna be us and 2 bands from Tampa. One is called The Age of Refuge, and another one, Zero Side. We're going to be playing in Florida, in Miami, Tampa, and Orlando. And it's going to be a very fun show. I'm very, very excited about that. You can go to one of the 3 shows that we have pinned on our top, in the top. Those 3 there. So I have them pinned on the top: the Miami show, the Tampa show, and the Orlando show. Miami, we're playing with Fallen God and a bunch of other really awesome bands. And the cool thing about this show is that it's on Juneteenth, and every single one of the artists playing, all the bands are fronted by a person of color or somebody that is Black. And we wanted to have a lineup that really highlighted Black people in alternative music, because it's very common in alternative music, rock and metal, especially in hardcore and punk and everything, that it's dominated primarily by by non-POCs. And this was the opportunity, especially on Juneteenth and the start of the little weekender, for us to highlight just a bunch of really cool artists that are fronted by someone that's Black.
That's awesome. Is there any other posts you want me to share?
Yeah, you can just show the other 2 flyers. These are going to be our shows that we're playing in the next couple of days. So if you happen to be in Tampa or Orlando or even in Miami, just go to our Instagram, and then you can find the flyers, and they'll have the address and everything, so that way you can come out.
Awesome. Albert, any final thoughts, closing remarks? Where can the people connect with you? How can they follow?
Yeah, so do we
follow Newly Opposed? Follow the band at Newly Opposed. They're awesome.
He said it for me. Yeah, if you're gonna do that, you might as well follow Interlume while you're at it.
Oh man.
Yeah, everything's awesome. Where the future looks bright. We're really, really excited with the what's the word?
The future.
The future, you know, just the trajectory. That's the word I was looking for.
Mm-hmm.
Of the band, and you know, we're blessed to be on you know, an independent label. Very cool. That's a whole nother realm. I don't even think we got to talk about that, but that's entrepreneurship for real.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're through
Yeah.
the label. We're getting the opportunity to play in Connecticut on the showcase, which is awesome. I've never played or been to Connecticut, and then we're gonna play a show in Boston as well that same weekend. So very, very excited about it. Excited to go and do it with my boy Albert and the rest of the
Exactly. Yeah, same here, dude.
So before we go, I would like for you both to give shout outs and call every one of your bandmates' names so that we can give them their proper shout out in the comments, and we can make sure that everyone knows all about the amazing band members of Niobe.
Albert, you shout everybody out.
Shout out Larry. Shout out Tony. Shout out Chris. That's us. We're a 5-piece, and we're brothers. And you know, shout out them, and
Shout out all of South Florida hardcore as well.
Yeah, shout out South Florida hardcore. Everyone. Shout out Jeff. Shout out Nick. Shout out everyone.
Morta.
Shout out Morta. Shout out James. Shout out we could go all day.
Shout out Dylan.
Yeah. Yeah, literally.
I love it. I love it. And that's what we want, right? That's what this platform is about, right? When I started my podcast over a decade ago, I've done many variations of it. But one thing that this season taught me is that when you give people their flowers, you reap what you've sown. And so by me opening my platform and my audience to be exposed to something new and learn about something different, trust me, transformation is happening on the other side of on the other sides of our voices, right? So for those that have not already followed Chris and Albert and the band Niobe, I have the information. Let me put it one more time, scrolling across those lower thirds. We've done all that we can to support, but that doesn't mean it stops here. What you can do is connect with these guys offline, go to their shows, buy a ticket, pay it forward if you can't make it, and buy some merch. Listen, I'm about to get it in, okay? And yes, I do have
Let's go
player to play it on. I actually have a actual right here in the studio.
Oh, no way. Yes. Nice. That's awesome. Yeah. I don't even own one. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. So that's the old school for you. So I'm really excited, guys.
Again.
We've been so blessed to have you all. I'm really excited for the opportunity to help you all along your journey. We know it does not end here. We want, again, everybody gave comments. The artwork was dope. Shout out to Paper Wings Records.
Oh, yeah. Damien, let's go.
Everybody is hyped
for
the new
homie.
Music. So when you guys get back into the studio and release some new music, make sure you tag Mom, because I 100%. Will be your biggest fan. Absolutely be there. Thank you so much for being on my show tonight, Chris. I love you so much.
Us.
Love you too.
Thank you, Albert.
Thank you for having us. I love what you do. Your show is awesome. Friend. This is so cool.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And Chris, I know that I'll be seeing you in person here soon. And so I would love for you to just give any parting remarks that you would like for us to conclude the show with.
Sure. I actually had one thing that I wanted to say. If there's anything, and I know Albert kind of touched on this earlier, but if there's anything that I want anybody to take out of this is, collaboration, and also just remembering where it is that you started and came from, and just maintaining a level of humility with anything that you do. It's very, very easy whenever you start to see some kind of successes with anything that you do to start getting a big head, or to start thinking like, oh yeah, I'm the one who did it. I'm better than everybody else. And having confidence is good, but don't forget the people that helped you get there. Don't forget about the people that you've collaborated with to get to the places that you're at. With my band, one of the biggest things that I actually was just talking to Albert about, I think like yesterday, is that I love that with this band, everything is just very collaborative, and I try my best to be as collaborative and inclusive as possible with the things that I do, because I don't want anything ever to be discredited to me. I want to make sure that we all get to reap the rewards, and we all get to reap the overall like satisfaction of what it is that we're doing with the art that we're making. So just, stay humble, be confident, make sure to give credit to the people that you're collaborating with, and then also just don't give up. Just continue to work on what it is that you're working on. Be it art, your business. You might have one customer one day, and then it might turn to 10,000 customers another day. You never really know, and just don't let that inner saboteur get to you, because they speak loud, but you can shut them out. So yeah.
And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. We have given you all the nuggets, all the gems, all of the knowledge from tonight's special guests, ChriSteez and Albert from the band Niobe. Thank you so much, guys. I really appreciate you. You can hang backstage for me just a moment. Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something. If I have an opportunity to collaborate with my own child, I'm going to do it. And I hope that you all enjoyed it too, because I did. And as a proud mom, I am giving support to not just my son, but all of the next generation by exposing them to the things that we might not have had the opportunity to do back in my day. So I want to remind you all, show support, get that merch, get that CD, get that tape, get that sweatshirt, and support the band, because music does truly change lives. Trust me, I know. Next week, we'll have another special guest. We will have Nichelle Tapolo will be my special guest. So tune in. Only 2 episodes remaining for this season of Geek Talk. And if you did not know how to connect with me, you can follow me on Instagram at Sabrina Lowery, or you can schedule a free consultation at SabrinaLoweryFriends.com. I am so appreciative of your time. I hope you have a great rest of your evening. God bless and good night.